Officiating Secretary, Ministry of Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation, Kanasham Upadhyaju, Executive Director of Natham Durgadatta Dhakaljiu, President of Tourism Associations, today's eminent speakers, students, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, everyone, and namaste. It is wonderful to be invited to speak to you today. And today I hope to share as much as my experience and learning in the tourism and hospitality industry with you as possible. First, I would like to thank Natham and honor the government of Nepal for establishing this exemplary institution. The property is nothing short of spectacular and the product of the renowned institution. All of you students, equally amazing. While unfortunately, there's a tendency to think of government organizations as not quite being on par with the private sector, Natham is a striking example of a government organization that leads to the rest of its field. Its academic rigor and training is respected throughout our industry, and despite the establishment of numerous hospitality colleges and institutions in Nepal, Natham still holds a strong reputation in the industry till date. The hospitality and tourism industry is the backbone of the economies of many nations, including ours. We as a nation have gone through difficult times from the Maoist insurgency to the devastating 2015 earthquake. We have endured much, but now we are looking at a far better future. Policies are all on paper, which is in the process of being implemented. Our new international airports are closer to being a reality. Our current international airport has shown improvements, from streamlining immigration procedure for Nepalese to luggage belts that work, to improve cleanliness. And while there is still a way to go, Trivandrum International Airport has definitely shown progress. However, it is not enough to only have infrastructure in place or to have our heritage sites develop and operating to world standards. The tourism industry holds great potential in Nepal. Our product is the majesty of the Himalayas, the wonder of our natural world, the splendor of our architectural heritage, and the joyous mix of ethnicity that makes us who we are. This is what we must protect and preserve and build on, to be proud of who we are and what we are. And for this, both public and private sector must work together. We are all government, industry, and private citizens, caretakers of our nation's traditions and birthright. We have resources, but we do not own them. We hold them in trust for the future generation. And it is you, students, who will be the ones to carry our hopes and dreams into the future. A very positive step is that the government of Nepal has now recognized tourism as a priority industry. This means that accordingly, the industry must be treated as and provided with the same facility as other priority industries. The influx of chain hotels is also a positive sign. With it being Visit Nepal Year 2020 this year, the government and industry are all geared up to promote our country in the best light possible and to ensure that our product will meet, if not exceed, expectation. So at last, we are here for a positive future to look forward to. Whether it is by accident or design, you have chosen a profession that is lucrative and popular. The hotel and tourism industry is a business. It is also highly competitive, but it is not all about money and position. Our industry is a service industry. We serve. Be it at homestay or a five-star property, there must be quality, system, and standards. We must instill the value of dignity of labor, that there is no shame in cleaning the bathroom or picking up a used plate. These are the foundation on which we must base all that we do, and that is the mantra that I follow till date. My journey in the industry has not been an easy one. Many think that where I am today is because of my family and my background, but I have slogged in the front lines of hoteliering, working enthusiastic hours, done everything from cutting up the vegetable to working behind a reception desk. I have seen and done much in my years in the business. But if I hadn't had this ability and professional background, I wouldn't have had made it in the past in the front door of Annapurna. And I have my guru here, which I would like to acknowledge. Mr. Bharat Joshi has been one of my teachers. There is so much competition in the hotel business now. Visitors, both foreign and domestic, are more judicious and selective. They know what they want, what they should be offered, and will not accept anything that's mediocre. We all know we have yet to reach our full potential. While we have our strength, there is much to be done to improve our product and professionalism and our attitude. As mentioned earlier, service is a top priority in our industry. And to be able to meet global standards, we need to standardize the service we provide. One way, Han is currently implementing that together with the Visit Nepal Year 2020 Program Implementation Subcommittee, of which I'm also a board member, is by standardizing training across the country. So what we've actually done is, we talk about training so much, but that's not enough. What is important is to have the SOP in hand, to follow it, and to revise it and give continuity. So what we decided is not only about training, but to develop SOPs for the airport staffs, because we know that this is what they need. It's not only about improving the standards, but it's also about the service. So we've developed the SOPs for the airport, and also we've developed the SOPs for hospitality industry on housekeeping to food and everything. So what we are going to do is now we are going to be starting this training through all the provinces, and that we thought would be a big contribution from the hand, from the hand side. What I also wanted to mention to you is now we have been very successful that now Raj Patra Bada Hamro standardization that has come out. So based on that, within 6 months, all the different type of different categories from homestay to the 5-star deluxe will have to follow that standard. And of course, the government is also going to be, they all will also have to work on monitoring and evaluation, because that is where Nepal lacks. What we do is we all have our vision. We make, programs, we draw papers, but what we lack is, implementation and then also evaluation on where we are. So that is very important. NATAM is an institution has reached such a great height now, and I'm so proud to recently have been nominated as a board of director here. Just a few days back, I volunteered an audit of the academy, and that was conducted by an expert of a Swiss contact, a private institution, to assess the current scenario of the institution according to the global standards and identify gaps and possible areas of improvement accordingly. And while overall they had a positive review of NATAM, and the following are the few recommendations. I have many, but I would just like to make 2 recommendations. And I also want to bring it to your attention that it is not about being in board of these government institutions, but to also be able to make an impact. So, the 2 points that they have recommended, I would like to mention. One is many students opt for internship overseas, leading to less exposure about the Nepali hospitality industry. Instead, one mandatory internship in Nepal might help both the students and the industry here. And the second one is new changes should be made to the course cycle to follow the current trends of the hospitality industry, as well as to compete with new hotel schools. So, we should never be confident to say we know it all. Learning never stops, and you have to keep giving continuity to whether it's curriculum or your own business. Beside this, keeping in mind the evolving climate of the industry of Nepal and globally, I believe it would further benefit the academy, especially in terms of the academics and facilities that it could provide to students. It is, if it tied up with a recognized international hospitality institution or even locally, but while delving into the global realm, it is equally essential that we stay true to our Nepali roots. And we can do this by promoting our delicious Nepali cuisine. Your property has such a beautiful living room, and the space would be so apt to serve authentic Nepali food here. So that's my recommendation. And I think I must say that, over the years now, the demand of Nepalese cuisine is there. So I think this is where we can really, shine to say and be proud that our Nepalese cuisine is nothing less than any international cuisine in the world. So keeping this in mind, that this year is Visit Nepal Year 2020. Let us all join hands and contribute of changing the Nepali hospitality and tourism industry for the better. Let us strive to do better for our country. Of course, it won't be easy, of course. It will be frustrating at times, but we raise each other and work together. We can only go up. I promise it will be worth it. Thank you.